Step by step, step by step, step by step, closer to the Lord. Step by step, step by step, step by step, closer to the Lord. Well, good evening.
Good evening.
It's nice to see everyone. Thank you for coming tonight. Step by step, step by step, step by step, closer to the Lord. I'm not sure if those words come from a song or not. Maybe some of my more musically inclined friends would know the answer to that. But what I do know is those are the words the Lord gave me when I asked him for help one morning. For those of you without a dog in your house, you may not know that one of the first things you have to do every day is take the dog out for a walk. And so that's one of my first chores every day. Buster and I go out for a walk. Rain or shine, sleet, hail, snow, we're probably more predictable than the mailman.
Yeah.
Good.
Now, some days he heads out back of the house and back of the machinery shed and into the woods, and that's fine. It's not a very long walk, but it's an easy walk. The ground's pretty level, and so that's fine. But other days, he decides he wants to go down the driveway, out the back road, along the dirt lane between the cornfields. Now, about 90% of that walk is fine. It's level ground, it's easy, there's no problem with it. But if you remember, I said down the driveway, and the down part isn't the problem. That's pretty easy, it's all downhill. But it's when I have to come back up the driveway that I get into trouble. The up part gets to me. By the time I'm about halfway up the driveway, I'm huffing and puffing and out of breath. I'm exhausted, and I'm wondering if I'm going to make it back up to the house or not. Well, this one particular morning, the house looked like it was about 5 miles away, and getting back up there seemed like it was going to be a monumental task. Now, wouldn't you think that after I've done this walk a couple hundred times, my body would get used to it and it would get easier? Nope, hasn't happened yet. Anyway, as I was dragging myself back up the driveway, I simply asked God to help me get back to the house. And immediately, he gave me these words. Step by step, step by step, step by step, closer to the Lord. So I started repeating them and kind of chanting them. And before I knew it, I was back up at the house. I was still huffing and puffing and out of breath. But the walk did seem easier and faster than I thought it was going to be. So now, every time I have to do that walk back up the driveway, I use these words to help me. My focus and concentration is shifted from the distance I have to walk onto the one who is walking with me. Job 31:4 reminds me God sees everything I do, every struggle I have, every step I take. Well, after breakfast that morning, Buster and I sat down to do my Bible study, and those words were still running through my head. Kind of like you hear the lyrics to a song, and then it keeps replaying in your mind, and you can't get it out of your head all day. Well, that's what these words were doing. As I thought about the words step by step, I wondered if they could relate to another situation I'd been struggling with. Almost every Sunday at 10 a.m., you will find Larry and I sitting right back there in our seats, ready to hear the Word of God in the form of a dynamite sermon from either PK or Pastor Ron. And rarely are we ever disappointed. There is always at least one, but more often 2 or 3 points that really hit home. Points that hit hard on the fact that this is where I need to improve in my life. So I make a commitment to work on doing a better job in that area. Maybe it's controlling my anger better, being more forgiving, loving someone who has hurt me. I decide I'm going to improve. So Monday, that promise is top of my mind, and I'm making a conscious effort to do better. Then along comes Tuesday and Wednesday, and that promise has slipped down the list just a little. And by Thursday and Friday, as they say, life gets in the way, and I'm not doing much to mend my ways. Before I know it, it's Sunday again, and there we are, back in our seats. Now, I've got 2 or 3 more areas where I should be working on improving my life, when I never really got any of the previous commitments 100% accomplished. Then I get frustrated, and giving up is easier than being so far behind. I wondered if maybe step by step meant I could work on one area at a time till I accomplished the desired result. Maybe I don't have to completely redesign my life in a week's time, as long as I'm aware of the need to do better, and I'm moving in the right direction. Is God okay with it taking however long it takes? It seems Zechariah 4:10 would suggest just that, because it says, "Do not despise these small beginnings, for the Lord rejoices to see the work begin." Then there's the fact that God started his creation from nothing, and that's a pretty small beginning. I think God must have been the originator of the step-by-step process of doing one thing at a time.